Hello everyone and welcome to the 9th and final round of the Moja Extravaganza 2025. And at this point I was still on 5 out of 8 points with 3 losses, 3 very, very painful losses. But I wanted to end off the tournament on a high. It's not how you start, it's how you finish and all that jazz. So in the last round I played against a fellow South African, Nh3. I played with the white pieces, so let's jump straight into this game. It was definitely topsy-turvy, and it showed us that chess is not for the weak. You have to be chess fit. You have to keep the results consistent and also have the endurance of an athlete to be able to make it through and through by playing consistently throughout the tournament. And here you could see that both of us are quite exhausted. The engine was probably going wild in this one, because I could feel at times that I was losing and times where I was winning, but there was never really a sure way to tell. The one thing I did have was a copious time advantage out of the opening. After I played this knight a3 move, Caro thought for quite a while, and it allowed me probably to spend an extra 20 minutes or 25 minutes in a position where I was up that much time on the clock. Knight to f6 and knight to f4. And this is what she was thinking about a lot. I don't think she's come across this like knight h3 idea before. I've used it in a few of my games in the past. Not as often as I'd like to employ it, just because there are so many ways of dealing with it, including some like pawn sacrifices with e5 and so on. So I have to use it as a secret weapon when my opponent doesn't know what to do or isn't well prepared against it. So bishop to c4, though I know here that bishop d3, trading the bishop is probably the good way to go, just because the bishop is on quite a long diagonal. It's doing a lot, covering a lot of squares. e6, I wanted to, keep my options open, just because of bishop c4, you can always put some pressure on this pawn and later on maybe sacrifice it, but I don't think it was possible in any instance of this game, so I just decided to keep it quite solid. Castles, knight b6. I might have gotten a bit of the move order incorrect. I think it's actually fine, because at some stage it was there was a chance here for me, probably at this point, where I played this move, threatening the pawn, and after can't remember exactly. I think it was something like takes and knight takes and now knight b6, bishop e3. So now I'll have to enter the rest of the moves, so it'll all come from memory. Hopefully I'll remember correctly. So bishop to b3 also allows me bishop c2 later on if I really want it, and now knight here. So I decided to castle and block castles here as well, play g3. Just protecting the knight, and knight takes, bishop takes. And I think at this point it was like dead equal. It's very possible to say that, we've both emerged from the opening alive, and now we start to fight. But it also is a critical moment, because you have to decide what to do with your pieces. And my opponent plays c5, which is probably not the best approach, just because I have a very easy game here. Like I can develop my pieces quite easily. So after captures and queen b6. So I decided to play actively, go after the queen, and after queen to c6, bishop a4. And now I wanted to prioritize activity over material here, and that's exactly what I did. So I played rook d1, giving up the a2 pawn. There wasn't really anything that black could do to, keep the queen active, I don't think. So taking the pawn seemed fairly natural, like a really natural approach to the position, queen to a5. And now I was a little bit frustrated with myself, because I didn't know what it is I wanted to do. Initially in this position, I wanted to just take the pawn, completely forgetting that my bishop was under attack. So bishop e3, queen a5, and maybe now I could have just taken the pawn. But then again, going into equality and allowing my opponent to activate their pieces, that was a big no for me. And I could see there were a lot of tactics that my opponent wanted to play, including, after this, like bishop h5 and all these other like threats. But probably taking here, just keeping the king covered for now. So rook b5 rather, attacking the queen and queen a6. I did open the door to queen c7, but queen a6 was nice to just pin the queen. And after h5, I'm just protecting the pawn with the rook and the queen. So if bishop takes, I can just take with the rook or the queen, and it's not a problem. So bishop f5. I really wanted somehow to, attack this diagonal as well as get my queen in to the king side, but wishful thinking, so I played g4. And here already, maybe I should take a look at ways in which I could just simply play queen takes and bishop c2, but I played bishop c4 instead, queen c6, and rook d4. Maybe this was a mistake, because the idea is bishop h1, and then I have to play something like queen f1 to stop it. Maybe here I can play rook b4, but I didn't like a5. Yeah, it's a very, very tricky position, probably. Maybe even just bishop e3 is simple enough, but no. I wanted to be fancy, so bishop f3 pushing my queen, queen e3, bishop h1 now threatening a mate in 1, so I played queen to h3. And immediately with e5, it became difficult here to protect everything. So I decided to put the rook on d3, and in the case of queen takes, I can just play rook b4 first and take the bishop on the next move. So she didn't want this and played bishop d4 first, just attacking my rook. So I played rook b4, giving up the exchange and threatening something a little bit sneaky. Rook d8, and probably if it wasn't for this move, I wouldn't be able to survive any instance of this endgame. So check, pawn can't take because the king is being pinned by the bishop, takes, and here bishop e3. I didn't want any checks. So queen to d6, allowing me to take the pawn, but I think it's because we're both a little bit low on time now. I definitely used that extra time I had on the clock. Rook b8, and I think I missed a combination, but after rook takes, I think it's still fine. But check. Maybe rook takes. Maybe rook takes because I'm threatening mate. So rook takes, and then something like this. I'm not so sure actually. There's a mate. Maybe it is bishop takes, because bishop takes and I'm threatening mate here. So then rook takes is forced. Is it? Check, and I can just go here. Yeah, I think this is it then, because maybe yeah. Yeah, it's mate. And then mate. Or just mate with the queen, actually. Yeah. Wow, what a combination. Okay, I took the rook instead, because I also had mere seconds on the clock and didn't know what to do. So then I took threatening mate, queen f8, h6. Maybe it's still winning for me. Let me actually check. Okay, engine says it's like +4, so it seems winning enough. I wasn't entirely sure what to do here though. Maybe I had ideas or chances of playing like b4 or c4 or something, because once the rook moves, I have this, and I think it's easy after that, because I can always play after, king here, check, king here, push the pawn, checkmate, and that's the idea. Right, so what a crazy tournament that was. I do have to say a huge shout out to the organizers for creating, at least balancing everything. I know there were a lot of sections, a lot of players, a lot of things in between. There's not one tournament that can simply just go by without any drama, because then it wouldn't be a tournament, right? But thank you to all the viewers who watched these recaps. I really enjoyed making them. Reliving the really difficult life lessons of a loss, especially a game that I shouldn't have lost and lost anyway. I will be coming back stronger, I promise, so that you have better chess to see next time around. My next tournament will be in Cairo, Egypt from the 12th. I'm playing my first game on the 13th actually, but I arrive on the 12th of May, so in a couple days. In a couple days of creating this video actually, but probably when it's released, maybe I'm playing already, and it'll be going on until the 21st. So really excited to just be back in the zone, and it's amazing. It feels incredible to be back at the board, despite the heartache and pain that comes along with difficult life lessons. I'm here for it. I'll see you all next time. Don't forget to like the videos and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. I'll see you next time.